Coming up on Junior Vets, Manfreda the stray tortoise needs urgent surgery. Penguins and snakes get the full junior vet treatment at the zoo. And the junior vets go it alone as they work with poorly Casper the boxer. When pets are poorly, wildlife gets wounded, or farm animals feel unwell, they need top vet help. The really lucky ones come here, to Edinburgh University's amazing super high-tech vet school. And now 6 kids chosen from 1,000 have become the first ever children allowed to enrol here.
I'm all ready.
And work alongside the school's top vets.
Who wants to take this cow's urine?
They're facing an intense training programme.
Have you done anesthetics before?
What's that?
And have been pushed to the limit at animal hospitals, vet practices, wildlife parks and working farms. I'm Paul Manctolo. It took me 5 hard years to train to be a vet, but this lot have only weeks to show me what they're made of. My junior vets have hardly been around animals before.
That's so cool.
Now they're facing real heavy-duty vet work.
It's like everything's so bonkers.
That is amazing.
Cool.
Have they got the stomach to succeed?
I feel like a real vet.
And can they stay calm under extreme pressure? 6 raw recruits. But I can only choose one winner. The first ever junior vet to win the prestigious head vet title is... Day 6. My junior vets have completed half of their training. And every single one of them is now in with a real chance of winning the head vet title. Junior vets, you're smiling and you have a right to. It was impossible to pick out a single winner from your last set of challenges. You all performed to an exceptionally high standard. Today's pairings are Anne Blessed and Lauren, Sarah and Will, Morgan and Sam. There's a packed day of vet work ahead, working with real animals that need their help. I'll be keeping a close eye on everything they do, so I can decide who'll win today's all-important Vital Vet Work Award and get one step closer to the coveted head vet title. The competition is now really close. Sam's had a mixed start. He got off to a flyer helping breathe a pony, but then reacted badly to the surgery on Stella's leg. Since then, he's dug in and dealt with exotic lumps and an upside-down pony like a true pro. Sam's still got time to prove he's up there amongst the leaders. Lauren might have had a slowish start, but she's now showing me her full potential. A brilliant understanding of vet work has earned her 2 Vital Vet Work Awards in a row, and she's really racking up vet skills credits too. She's on a roll and is now within touching distance of the current leaders, Sarah and Will. At the vet school small animal hospital, an unusual stray patient needing urgent attention is being brought in by Scottish SPCA officer Lee Williams. And Lauren and Anne Bless are the junior vets standing by to receive the mystery case.
Oh, tortoise.
Yeah,
Oh, she's so
absolutely
cute.
right.
What's her name?
We've called her Manfreda.
So how did you come across the tortoise?
We got a call from a member of the public who had noticed her walking down the side of the road, the pavement. We don't know whether she's been deliberately abandoned or whether she's strayed.
Ow.
No one knows how long she'd been roaming the streets, and she could be injured or poorly.
I felt quite determined to find out what was wrong with her and put it right, because obviously she was homeless, no one really cared.
My junior vets must complete an immediate examination.
Well, she can clearly move her legs. She's fine there. So should we have a look in her eyes? She's got quite small eyes.
Is it clear or cloudy?
They're not streaming or... They're both the same as well.
And Lauren spots something unusual.
Can you see there's like a bump on that side?
Yeah.
That side's like straight, and then there's like a bump there.
When I saw the lump on the side of Manfreda's head, I was quite worried, especially because it looked quite painful.
That is quite big, isn't it?
Yeah. This side is straight, but she has like a bump on that side of her.
So that's not normal.
The junior vets call in exotics expert Kevin Eatwell for advice.
That is her eardrum.
Okay.
So her eardrum sits on the side of the head. And if you go back and look at this side, you can see the swelling that we've got here is right on that eardrum. What is most likely to be happening there is we've probably got infection behind it, and that's probably going to be surgical. We may have to go in and remove this infection.
Kevin's setting up little tortoise on the CT scan there.
I've never seen something like that before.
This super high-tech scanner uses high-powered X-ray beams, which will pass painlessly through Manfreda. A computer then receives information from the scanner and uses it to produce a picture of what is hidden behind Manfreda's shell.
OK, guys, the CT scanner's finished, so we can now sort of come and look at the images on the computer and see what's wrong with this tortoise.
The team's looking for any other problems aside from the ear infection.
What do you see sort of coming through on there? Can you see anything?
Grey splodges.
And what do you think these splodges might be?
Are they the lungs?
That's the lungs, and that looks like normal lung tissue. The lungs look really nice on that particular view.
You could see underneath her shell, so that allowed us to see that there was nothing wrong with her breathing.
But her infected ear needs sorting out, fast. The junior vets must now scrub in and prepare to help Kevin with the tricky operation. Later, the scale of Manfreda's ear problem is revealed.
So that's the stuff that needs to come out.
This is Casper, a slightly deaf boxer who's come for a checkup at a vet's practice a few miles away from vet school. His owner, Mrs. Hedrick, thinks Casper has been a bit down in the mouth recently. She normally leaves her much-loved pet in the capable hands of vet Adam Jolly. But today, Adam is handing over full responsibility to my junior vets, Sarah and Will. They have no idea what might be wrong with Casper and will need to use every bit of their vet school training to get to the bottom of his possible ailments.
I'm a bit nervous because we've actually got to go up to Mrs. Hendrick now. I've never met before or anything, but I suppose you just got to do it.
They'll be completely on their own. But Adam has a camera set up that will allow us to watch their every move as they complete Casper's consultation.
Oh, here they come, look.
Hi, Mrs. Hendrick. I'm Will.
Greeting her nicely, that's good.
And who's this then?
This is Casper.
Hi, Casper.
We'll do a general checkup on him.
The two of them are both making the dog and the owner feel at ease, which is really important.
Poorly pets can't explain what's wrong with them, so asking an owner the right kind of questions is an essential vet skill.
It was quite challenging to work out what was wrong with Casper because we were on our own.
Will spotted Casper's sore-looking eyes.
How long has his eyes been like this then? Because they look a bit red, don't they?
Good question.
He has a recurring problem with his eyes.
And Will's all ears now.
I think there's a little bit of wax, but that'd just be easy to clean out, OK? That's good.
Will's reassuring the dog there, isn't he?
I think he's working his way around the dog really, really well. Not sure about Sarah, if she's doing very much, is she?
Sarah arrived at vet school very scared of dogs and seems happy for Will to take the lead.
I did kind of take a little bit of a step back, and I think Will kind of just took off. My mind kind of went a bit blank because I was a bit nervous.
Has he been eating properly and things like that? I've been running around and...
He has a special diet of chicken and rice.
She asked a good question there about the food.
Has he had any operations or any major things before then?
Yes, he had an operation in February.
And what was that on? Was that on his eyes or...?
No, it was on his leg.
Is that where he's had the operation?
Yeah, and it's growing again.
How much has it been growing recently
It's
then?
growing quickly.
Growing quickly?
Will's line of questioning has paid off. He now knows Casper had a lump removed by Adam 6 months earlier, and it seems to have returned.
Are you surprised how quickly they got to that?
They've been really confident, they've not got nervous, they've asked all the right questions, and they've got the answers that we've required, so brilliant.
I I think that we're going to have to get a second look on its eyes. They look to be just really sore, especially around like the socket area. And with the leg, we need to make sure that it's not been infected or anything.
Impressive work so far.
We're going to take Casper back to Adam and report back what we found.
Hopefully we're on the money, but we'll see.
Later, Will and Sarah get to work to make poorly Casper better.
Steady, steady, that's it.
Just 20 minutes from vet school is a colony of 30 rockhopper penguins. Edinburgh Zoo's Romain Peasy is on his way to check on Mr. Green, a rockhopper with a poorly looking eye. Junior vets Sam and Morgan will be assisting him today. They've been given special permission to work behind the scenes here.
As soon as he said penguins, I thought, like, yes.
But the boys need to tread carefully. Penguins will try to protect their home from intruders.
Oh. Hello.
With these snappy beaks.
So see if you can see him. Just take small steps and they won't panic.
There's penguins, like, everywhere.
It was so funny. It was the funniest thing. Because all the penguins were, like, squawking around us.
But how will the team locate the sore-eyed Mr. Green when he looks exactly the same as the 29 other resident penguins he lives with?
Can you move, please? You're kind of in the way. This is really cool, isn't it?
Shall we communicate?
We had to find a penguin with the green and black ring around its foot.
Just as the rockhoppers begin to lose their patience with the search team, Sam spots Mr. Green.
There we go.
They look quite cute and cuddly, but they can actually give you quite a nasty nip and they can be quite grumpy. Come on. Oh. Rockhopper by name, rockhopper by nature. So this little guy has been having problems with a weepy sore eye, so we're going to have a quick look now. We're going to get some drops for you to put in with a little dye that will show us if there's any ulcers or an injury where another penguin maybe has picked them in the eye.
Adding dye will make any scratches or injuries on the eyeball change colour. Over to Sam for this one.
You have to squeeze it. It has to be quite a big drop.
Okay.
Come on, come on.
It was quite nerve-wracking when I was putting the drop in because, like, the penguin just couldn't keep still.
Make a big squeeze so there's a drop that falls onto the eye.
Sam carefully drops the dye into the first eye.
There you go. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Brilliant.
But Morgan is finding the other eye more challenging.
There we go. Yeah, oh, you missed. So don't get too close to the eye because you'll injure it, so it must drop onto the eye. Third time lucky, otherwise I'll have to do it. There we go, perfect.
But he finally completes the job. So, has Mr. Green suffered any injuries?
We shine a little light on the eye, so there's no marks on there, so he hasn't been picked in the eye.
Perfect. He's not badly injured. Romain thinks the rockhoppers had nothing more than a sore runny eye. And Mr. Green is rewarded with a soothing bath in the plunge pool.
There we go.
Later, Sam and Morgan's next patient is a fanged predator.
Don't keep your face right over here because he's all uptight. He'll come shooting out towards your face.
My junior vets are completing an intensive training programme here at vet school.
Each session is designed to prepare them for handling real animals in real situations. For impressive training zone performances, I give out vet skill credits. Along with the all-important Vital Vet Work Awards, these will help me decide who will eventually be named head vet. And today's training zone session will test my junior vets' practical skills and their animal handling abilities. They've already learned how important dressings are to injured animals. They protect healing wounds from infection and prevent pets picking at stitches. For this test, I've recruited 3 willing volunteers.
Oh! We got real dogs.
Meet Copper, Otis and Alfie.
It's a real dog.
Right, junior vets, let the challenge begin.
Working as a team,
Good boy.
the junior vets must neatly bandage 1 paw per pair.
We're doing this one.
Will and Sarah show great teamwork skills from the off.
Yes, it needs to be quite small because it's got a small foot.
and hatch a plan to bandage Otis,
You do this one, I'll do the last two, yeah? Yeah.
who looks more than happy with their work so far.
Then back down.
Lauren occupies Alfie, while Anne Blessed works quickly and neatly on the dressing.
And then round you.
Morgan, I'll just prepare the stuff, Morgan. Morgan. Yeah. Come and prepare the stuff with me. Okay.
Sam needs Morgan's help if they're ever going to finish Copper's bandage.
Put that there. Okay.
A good bandage fits snugly around the wound.
I think I've done it a little loose.
I would take that off and start again, actually.
Okay.
That's too loose, so it's a restart for Team Otis.
And just go around.
Oops.
Junior vets, you've got a couple of minutes left.
This is a tricky test. And Morgan looks like he's losing his rag a little. Alfie doesn't know what all the fuss is about.
Good boy.
His junior vets, Lauren and Anne Blessed, are the first to finish. OK, everyone, that's a wrap.
Blame it on you.
I heard that, Morgan.
Don't blame it on me.
So who did the neatest bandaging and kept their dog calm in the process? I love seeing Lauren and Anne Blessed work so tightly and precisely together, so I'm giving them a vet skill credit each. In the vet school's small animal hospital, Manfreda the Abandoned Tortoise is about to have surgery to remove an infected lump from her head. Junior vets Anne Blessed and Lauren are helping exotics animal vet Kevin. They need to remove a painful pocket of pus from the tortoise's ear.
OK, Lauren, I'm ready to start surgery. Are you happy that the tortoise is asleep and doing OK?
Yeah.
What's the heart rate at the minute?
24.
OK.
Lauren was monitoring the anaesthetic, and I was helping with the operation.
It was quite exciting doing Manfreda's anaesthetic. If something goes wrong, then she could die.
You see that sort of yellow stuff?
Yeah.
Your ear cavity should be empty, and what we've got here is solid yellow material. So that's the stuff that needs to come out.
Removing the infected area is a delicate procedure and requires Kevin's expert hands.
You ready for the gooey bit?
Kevin gets to the pus-filled ear.
And that basically is the pus.
And 2 massive pieces of pus are removed from Manfreda's tiny head.
So surgery has finished. You can now just wake up.
But before she can come round, Manfreda needs a blast of antibiotics.
And then I'm just going to inject this under the skin.
As Manfreda is allowed to steadily wake up, Lauren must use a pump to keep oxygen moving through her delicate body. And the next day, Manfreda is up and about. Infection-free and breathing well.
She's doing well, isn't she?
Yeah. It's good to see her eating as well.
Good night, darling. Bye-bye.
Bye, Manfreda.
Both my junior vets showed real attention to detail today.
She was probably in distress with her head, and I suspect it was giving a really bad earache, and she probably was quite deaf from it as well. And hopefully getting her back to full hearing will help her in the long term, and I think she'll be much happier.
And things got even better for Manfreda. She's now fully recovered and she has a new home. Back at the practice near vet school, Will and Sarah have completed their first animal consultation all by themselves. They've given 11-year-old Casper a thorough examination. And quizzing Casper's owner has helped them discover problems that need investigating.
How long has his eyes been like this then? Because they look a bit red, don't they?
I've been watching their every move with vet Adam Jolly. And now the junior vets are ready to report their findings.
Well done, guys. So what have you found for me today?
Well, other than the bloodshot eyes, which look to be quite sore around the socket as well, we found where it's had an operation on its leg before, there's a scar and seems to be swollen.
Well, I was watching you on the television and you did really well to find those lumps.
Will and Sarah were clearly onto something. Adam takes a closer look at Casper's leg.
You can actually see there's one lump there, there's another lump there. It's almost as though that lump is spreading. And that is a sign that it could be something that's not particularly nice. That's probably a lump that I would want to remove.
Sarah also suspected Casper might have an eye problem.
Okay, Sarah, what did you find out about his eyes?
Well, they are very red, and you can just see that straight away by looking at him, but they do look a bit like almost bloodshot, and near the socket they seem to be a little worse.
Casper has previously suffered from something called dry eye. The team must test if the dangerous condition has returned.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to put these little strips in his eye.
Sarah is using a special strip of paper that will allow them to measure the amount of teardrops Casper is producing from his tear ducts.
Just on the bottom there.
That's it. Oh, that's okay. When you pop in there.
It's quite hard to get it in. It was kind of tricky because you were shoving a paper into a dog's eyeball. One, he didn't know if it was going to hurt, and second, it was just a little bit weird.
Fantastic. See? Can you see there's a blue line that's appearing on the eye there?
Yeah.
And we want a reading below 10.
Looks good, it's already below 10.
So that means he's got plenty of tears.
Casper's tear ducts are fine. The dry eye has not returned. So what was causing Casper's bloodshot eyes?
2 drops.
2 drops.
This yellow dye might give us some clues. Any sore areas or infections will mean it quickly changes to green.
Can you see any green patches on his eye?
Yeah, I can see a little bit.
I
think sort of like in the middle.
Yeah, there's a little bit of haziness, isn't there?
Yeah.
So he's got slightly infected eyes. So what we'll do is we'll treat that. But apart from that, his eyes are pretty good. Do you want to go and take him back to Mrs. Hendricks? Brilliant.
Both junior vets look like fully qualified vets today.
Hello, Mrs. Hendricks.
We've looked at its eyes and they seem to be doing fine. They've got the right amount of tears and they're not dry at all.
Will's really confident. He asked the right questions. He was really good with Casper. I think he'll make a fantastic vet.
With regards to his leg, we found like 3 lumps on his leg. So if you could bring him in next week to just have a check on that, that'd be great.
And Casper and a relieved Mrs. Hedrick can go home for a well-earned rest. Over at the zoo, Morgan and Sam are assisting vet Romain Peasy. Next up is a new resident who is moving here from another zoo and is currently taking a nap in a rubbish bin.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, look, not heavy. I thought it was going to be heavy.
Before they get to work with this mystery patient, Romain gives them a safety briefing.
Don't keep your face right over here, because if he's all uptight, he'll come shooting out towards your face. So we always stand back a little bit, and I'll open this towards me just so I can see where he is.
And the reason for the safety briefing?
Oh, wow.
Our new arrival is a Taiwanese beauty snake called Petite.
The snake is a particular favourite animal of mine, so I was really, really excited. Oh, that was so cool, that.
My junior vets need to check Petite has no infectious diseases before he can join the rest of the snakes here. But there's a problem. Morgan doesn't like snakes. At all.
When the snake first came out of the bin that it was in, I shook a bit.
Do you want to hold his body? So what you do is just cup your hands and let him rest on them. You don't want to grab him or squeeze him.
Petite isn't venomous, but a bite from him would definitely hurt. Well done for overcoming your fears, Morgan. Very brave handling.
If you want to be a vet or a zookeeper, you're obviously going to be working with animals that you don't really like.
The junior vets can now start checking Petite for signs of illness and disease. If he's fit and healthy, he'll be allowed to move in with the other resident snakes.
You can see his heart beating there. So now you're very lucky because that's quite easy to see in him. But in some snakes, the heart sits between the ribs and we can't see it. And so we have to measure the body.
So that's where the heart is positioned?
Yeah.
Petite is looking in great shape on the outside. And he's sounding all good on the inside.
We've put ultrasound gel on the snake and we're checking the heartbeat. It's sounding healthy.
So at the moment, we're looking through the ultrasound and we're having a look into its heart and inside the body just to see if there's anything wrong.
Romain is happy.
Brilliant. Let's pop him back in his box.
Thanks to my junior vet's help, he's confident Petite is in tip-top shape inside and out. He'll be allowed to live out his life in the comfort of the zoo's reptile enclosure.
Today was a very good experience working with the penguins and the snake. I'm not a very fan of snakes, but I think I overcame my fear.
I love working with the snake, and the penguins were really good as well. So yeah, it definitely pushed me.
Amazing hands-on work by my junior vets today, and thanks to them, Petite has a comfortable new home. It's getting harder and harder for me to separate my junior vets. But I have to decide between them and choose who gets today's Vital Vet Work Award. As always, Ambless concentrated brilliantly on the job, while Lauren showed off some impressive anaesthetist skills in Manfreda's operation. I love the way Sam kept looking for new ways to get involved. And he did a great job of motivating Morgan and helping him overcome his snake fears. Will and Sarah made me so proud going it alone in Casper's consultation. It was Will who led the way, and his confidence is now sky high. But Vital Vet Work Awards are only given to the very best performances, and I've made my decision.
Junior vets, 3 individuals stood out today, and they are... Will, Sam, and Lauren.
But it's not just me who's been impressed. All 3 made a real impact on the vets they were helping. Every one of them deserves their Vital Vet Work Award.
Feels amazing to win.
Really
It's
good.
a great feeling to win.
Yeah.
I think I won because I was like enthusiastic in the animal, because I like the animal, and I also think I did a good job.
I asked the right questions and it went towards saving the dog, which was really happy.
I think we won because we were just all good and we worked well.
Next time on Junior Vets. Tuppence the dog has high-tech treatment, Crocs Bob and Bindi get a bit bothered when the vet team enters their lair, and Junior Vets power up to help Trixie the pony.